Hello, my name is Gus, but you can call me BATGUS, and we are back with our Batman the Animated Series episodes commentary. And today's episode is going to be one that can be a little forgettable, but at the same time has some interesting elements. That is the Night of the Ninja. So we will go back to see some of Bruce Wayne's origins, so to speak. So as usual, I'm going to do my countdown so we can watch it together. If you have your DVD box set or your Blu-ray box set with the animation or the streaming service with Batman the Animated Series. So let's go in 3, 2, 1, play. The Warner Bros. Logo is on the screen. And like I said, this episode will touch on some of the backstory of Bruce Wayne and how he became this extreme, powerful fighter with many skills and where he learned these skills, which will, as we will see, it was in Japan, right? So it's a very interesting element to finally be portrayed here in the animation, because so far we haven't had any element showing his origin or touching in this backstory of how Bruce trained himself to become this skillful fighter, and by using this villain that is the ninja of the title, it presents also this very, very interesting backstory and this with flashbacks of his past, which I'm not sure as well if we have had any flashbacks showing Bruce's past, unless in the episode Beware the Grey Ghost, where he see him as a kid, right? So, but here we start with the ninja, or a ninja, breaking into Wayne Enterprises to steal some information that will take him to Bruce Wayne. So he will steal a vault, and get some cash, right? From the company, and after this he will escape, and we see him using various abilities to escape. He uses the darkness. He also has these metal stars that are very common. It's a very common weapon for ninjas. He uses it in the security guard, and he disarms him with this star. He also uses his sword to cut the lantern from the guard in a very quick move. So it's a very, very interesting scene. And then we go to the Wayne Manor, and we see Bruce fighting Dick Grayson, or at least training, right, in fight. And we see that the Caped Crusaders, they are not always just, fighting crime, but they have to also train from time to time. Oh, by the way, I also remembered that we had flashbacks in the Robins episode, right? A couple of episodes ago. But what I meant is that we haven't had the flashbacks of Bruce and his past. And this is a very interesting way to build his persona and build who is this character in this show. So Bruce Wayne goes to his company, and he finds Commissioner Gordon there, and he immediately recognizes the gun, the star, as a weapon that it was used by a person that he knows from the past. And we have the first flashback of him in Japan fighting in the dojo with this bald guy that is Kyodai Ken. And Kyodai Ken is the main villain of the episode, the ninja. We also have Bruce's master there, training them. And Kyodai Ken is a very, he's extreme, proud ninja, and he mocks Bruce for his failures. And the master gives Kyodai Ken he actually overthrows Kyodai Ken to show him the point that he must be humble with his enemies at all times, right? Then we go back to Bruce in the roof of his company with Commissioner Gordon. Then Summer Gleason, the reporter of the animation, appears. And she's going to be a character in this episode, by the way, which is something that we don't see much. Summer being a protagonist on these episodes. Then we see Batman leaving the Batcave in the Batmobile, and Dick Grayson, as usual, is going after him, telling him to wait because he will put his suit, but Batman doesn't wait him. And he just drives out of the cave because, again, he is keeping a secret from Robin, right? And then we have more flashbacks with Bruce in Japan. This is very reminiscent of the Batman Begins movie, at least for me, showing how Bruce became this extreme fighter. In that movie, we have him being trained by Ra's al Ghul, or at least, what is his name in the movie? Liam Neeson's character? Henry Deckard, right? Henry Deckard training Bruce in the skills and in fighting, and showing him the techniques of a ninja and how to use the shadows in his favor and always be ahead of his enemy. And this is exactly what we see here, but here the story takes place in Japan. So it has nothing to do with the League of Shadows like in that movie. But either way, it's always interesting to see the backstory of Bruce Wayne and how he created this persona of the Batman as one of the greatest fighters and combatants in the world, as well as being a great detective, right? So Batman finds the ninja on the top of a building, and they both will have this fight. And so it's a very interesting fight because the ninja has a sword and Batman only has his fists. And the sword is very dangerous, right? It cuts a wall behind Batman. So the funny thing is that I don't know if I remember now. I think Bruce probably knows that the ninja is Kyodai Ken, or at least he suspects of it. But I don't think the ninja knows that Batman is Bruce Wayne. I don't remember. As you can see in these commentaries, I'm always remembering the story of the episode along with you guys. I usually try not to do a research first because it takes too much of my time, and also I love to remember the plot with you guys together as we watch it. So anyway, Robin appears to save Batman because the ninja used gas a toxic gas to against Batman. And Robin shows up to save him. Then the ninja tries to escape. Robin tosses one of his batarangs towards the ninja and cuts the cloth of his ninja suit in the back. And then Batman spots the tattoo that Kyodai Ken also has, a big tattoo on his back, and that confirms to him the identity of the ninja. As usual, we have the common banter between Batman and Robin. And then in the Batmobile, Batman explains to Robin that he knows this guy, he knows the ninja. He also tells a little bit about his backstory on Japan. And like I said, this episode is okay. It's not a great episode. But I do like the sequel to this episode, because you could actually watch this episode as a two-parter with a second story with Kyodai Ken, that is the Day of the Ninja. I think it's the Day of the Ninja, yes. And this will be many episodes from now, but in that episode we see the return of Kyodai Ken, and actually Bruce goes to Japan, right? He travels to Japan, and that episode is it's much more exciting, right? The rivalry between Batman and Kyodai Ken is much more how do I say, shown, right? The story goes deeper into their rivalry. And there is a epic final fight in the side of a volcano, but I won't talk very much because we are not in that episode so far. But this one, I mean, is okay, but it's not the best. It's just interesting because of the Batman's backstory. So Bruce goes to a party in a museum where he sees some swords in glasses, and once again he has a flashback of the past when Kyodai Ken broke into the dojo of his master to steal a sword of his collection, and Bruce caught him during the night. And they both will have a fight because he wants to protect the sword of his master, right? Bruce wants to protect. So both of them fight again. This time is not a training. But then the master shows up before the fight begins, and he says to Kyodai Ken that he dishonored the dojo, so Kyodai Ken just runs away, but promising that he would destroy Bruce Wayne in the future. And we go back to the museum, and Summer Gleason is there, right? She's with Bruce. Bruce goes away from the party, and Summer Gleason goes after him. She still wants to report a story about what happened in his company 2 days ago when it was invaded by this ninja, or robbed by this ninja. Bruce waits for a limousine, and the limousine shows up, but as we will see, the driver is Kyodai Ken, dressed as a driver, right? So he uses his gas to make Bruce and Summer unconscious and to kidnap them. So, yeah, he's a very evil guy. And something interesting in this show is that we see many times, or not many times, but at least I think a couple more times, something about the backstory of Bruce relating to the travels that he did. Is very well known in the lore of Batman that before becoming the superhero, he traveled all around the world to learn techniques, not only fighting techniques, but other techniques of, escape things or be a detective, all these things. And there is an episode that we'll see later with Zatanna, the character Zatanna, very famous magician of this DC universe, right? The DC lore of characters, that he also has a backstory with her when he was taught by her father, Zatara, some tricks of magic, which would be very helpful for Batman in the future. But anyway, that's another episode in the future. I'm talking too much about other episodes because this one, it's just not that cool for me. But we are approaching the climax where Kyodai Ken has Bruce and Summer Gleason in a warehouse. They were kidnapped, and they both are with their hands tied. So, I don't think, now that I'm remembering, I don't think Kyodai Ken knows the identity of Bruce. I'm pretty sure now. Robin shows up to save Bruce because he has a tracking device. Bruce always have a tracking device with him, so Robin was able to follow the signal towards the warehouse, and Robin is climbing the building to break into the place from the roof, and he finds the ninja, the Kyodai Ken. There, we're gonna have this quick fight between Robin and the ninja. It's very funny because when Robin strikes a pose to fight him, Kyodai Ken says, "This is not a movie, boy." I always found the line funny. And they're fighting on the roof next to this huge water reservoir, water box. I don't know how they call it in English, but Kyodai Ken cuts the base that holds the reservoir up, and the whole thing crashes, spreading water all over the roof and almost kills Robin, right? The water basically pushes him away from the building, but then he's able to hang and on a window on the side of the building and save himself. Then we see Bruce trying to escape from the warehouse. He pushes a statue with a sword, and he crouches, or he crawls to the sword and is able to cut the rope on him. When he's about to untie Summer Gleason, Kyodai Ken reappears, and now they will have a fight. The problem is that Bruce knows that he can easily beat Kyodai Ken, at least now, after so many years. But he can't demonstrate that to Summer Gleason, because as a reporter, she will quickly be able to put two and two together, and by putting two and two together, she will suspect of Bruce, right, as a great fighter. So he lets Kyodai-kan beat him many times while she's watching, right? Because he has to convince her that he's a terrible fighter and he's no match for the ninja. But then Robin shows up at the place, and he, knowing that Bruce cannot show his own identity, he tosses this rope on a big roll of paper that is conveniently beside Summer Gleason, and this roll of paper spreads over her and covers her, so she isn't able to see anything. So now Bruce can fight the ninja and be even to him, right? And then we had this, Bruce has this very huge purple around his eyes now because of the strikes that he let Kyodai-kan give him first. But now he's much better, and he can easily beat the ninja. And then we have this very, bizarre scene that Kyodai-kan basically gives up on the fight, and he jumps off the building into a river and disappears. And that's the end of that. The ninja is a coward at the end. But he will come back in a second episode, like I said, that we will comment in the future. So now the episode ends with Dick Grayson and Bruce talking on dinner and talking about Kyodai-kan, the fact that he will return in the future, and also Bruce thanks Dick for helping him with Summer Gleason, right? And Bruce says that it would be much harder to beat Kyodai-kan with her watching, so. And that's the end of the episode. The Night of the Ninja. What did you think? Thank you so much. If you are liking this content of Batman the Animated Series commentaries, I hope you are liking. And if you are liking, please don't forget to leave a like in this video and subscribe to the channel for more Bat videos in the future. Alright? See you in the next Bat video, and bye-bye.